Yo. Follow the sound of the drunken dragon, and just imagine recovering alkies jumping from the wagon. Someone staggering in that your mom knows as the king of put-downs, and most ignorant snot knows who got flows much lava than a Tupac show, or drug-wired truck drivers on caffeine pills. My nasty spells surpass the thrill of the chance to chill in bed with two muff divers. Fuck a Budweiser, I'd rather taste the guys.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm back. It's the Chris Costanzo podcast. I haven't put one of these out in about a week now. Of course, it's holiday time. You know, I got sick. That's how it fucking happens every time. I had to take my kid to the doctor like 3 days before Thanksgiving for an appointment. The pediatrician, Germ Fest. I just thought to myself, I'm gonna get sick for Thanksgiving. I'm gonna get sick, and sure enough, like I was okay for Thanksgiving, but the morning after, man, ugh. And it's just been hanging around since then. Today's like the first day I actually feel decent. Yesterday I was sick as hell too. I started trying to do a podcast here, and I just literally turned it off and just went to bed. Took a nap. But, yeah, so Thanksgiving's passed, all that shit's done, Black Friday, so now all we have left is Christmas and New Year's to get through. Christmas music is out in full effect. I have one gripe really about Christmas music, and everybody always gripes about, oh, I hate Christmas music, they play it too. I have one gripe, excuse me, and that is the fucking goddamn Transsiberian Orchestra. That terrible band, the Transsiberian Orchestra. Jesus Christ. Can somebody please tell them to make like a new album? I've been listening to the same 4 Christmas songs, and you hear them every single year. I've been listening to the same 4 for as far as I can remember, the 34 years of my life. Every year it comes out, there's a Transsiberian Orchestra. And it's the same 4 Christmas songs. I mean, Jesus Christ, that's all they play. You got 364 days a year to work on new music. You guys can pump out something more than one record a millennium. It's fucking, it's same. And it's such garbage music too. People are like, oh, it's I don't know why, because it has guitars in it, so it's got to be cool. Transsiberian Orchestra is like the kind of music like the dad who gets a fucking earring to try to look cool to his kids' friends and hip. That's what he listens to because he thinks it's awesome, like some badass guitar. Transsiberian Orchestra, it's just crap. It's not even any lyrics. They don't even write. You don't have to write lyrics. Just pick up your fucking guitar and make a new song. I'm tired of hearing the same old songs. It's been my entire life listening to the same 3 Christmas songs. You'd think you'd have something else by now. It's a long time. Speaking of a long time, I just read something where they think that the first person that's going to live to be 150 years old is probably already born. So the first person that's going to be 150, to live to at least 150 years old is already probably born on the planet somewhere. Let me just ask you, who wants that? Who the fuck would want that? And I think everybody's first reaction is just be like, wow, that's awesome. You'll be like living forever, and you'll just be like thinking of it in your head like you're going to be you. But Jesus Christ, like, I mean, why would you want that? Like, when you're 90, when you're in your 90s, like, picture someone in their 90s, what they look like, how they are. Like, their skin is, like, clear and covered in liver spots. They're, like, hunched over. They can't even move. It's just like they're knocking on death's door. Like, when you're in your 90s, you look rough. Now, imagine someone going, all right, you ready to do another 60 years? You'd be like, fuck that. I'm strangling myself with my cardigan. Like, Jesus Christ, 60 more years past 90, you gotta be alive. No thank you. No thank you. I don't want that record of 150. Just fucking misery. Oh my God, like, you're just praying that like maybe your next day will be your last when you're in your 90s. And what a surprise too. Like, that would just you'd probably get depressed every year. You're like, maybe this is the year I'll die. Join my family. I'm 112. Nope. You get on to 113, you just keep on going. And every fucking year, you're just like, I'm never, like, I'm sure by the time you reach like 145, you're just gonna be like, I'm never gonna fucking die. Like, I'm not. This is impossible. Just please, if there's a God, just kill me now. What would somebody look like 150? Like, there's no way. Like, that would be so depressing. I mean, all your friends and family that you knew that were like your friends and family like died 70 to 80 years ago, and you're still going like alone. Like you might have family, but they don't fucking know who you are. They didn't like you didn't grow up with them. Everybody you're familiar with has been dead for like 70 to 80 years. Ugh. You're being cared for by like great grandkids who just don't give a shit. They're just like, fuck, I inherited grandma, she's still not dead, or grandpa. They just don't care. Like they don't know you. They don't know anything about you. They don't even know your kids or your kids' kids. They just hear about them in your annoying stories that you get confused because your brain just isn't the same after 150 years of telling stories. Imagine telling stories to some. Oh my God, that would be kind of cool though to be able to sit down and listen to somebody who could tell stories from 150 years ago. But at the same time, probably I don't think anybody's going to be able to speak or be in any kind of functioning capacity after 150 years old. You're just gonna. What a fucking just selfish fucking just person you are to let yourself go to 150 years old. You're just basically looking at like 2-3 generations of your future family, and you're just like, all right, I hope you really enjoy just fucking changing my diapers and fucking just paying for care for me, because this is gonna be fucking, I'm in it for the long haul. Like, Jesus Christ, like by the time you're like 130, like you don't know you're gonna die at 150, but you gotta feel bad. You're like, God damn, they've been paying for like nursing care for me since I was 90. That was 40 years ago. I've broken 7 hips. My eyes are pure white. Ugh, it's gonna look like, you ever see like one of those cats, like a stray cat that's like 12, 13 years old? They just look horrible. Like missing an eye, all gnarly. And that's gonna be somebody who lives to be 150 years old. That's fucking crazy. I would not want that. And then you're gonna be, you gotta have those people. You gotta have those people on the other side of the argument that are gonna be like, "Oh, I would love that. Like, you get to be around to see all the new technology." Like, that's everyone's biggest argument. That's like for extending. Like, don't you want to like be around to see what else happens and stuff? No, I don't. Like, ugh, it sucks now. It sucked before. It just sucks. Like like old people don't give a shit. That's the thing you're missing. You're thinking about it like in your 20s, like, dude, it's gonna be awesome. All this new tech. You're gonna be a fucking old person by the time you're 150. You're not gonna give a shit, and it's a historical fact. Because old people don't give a shit about new technology at all. In fact, the opposite. They shun it. We just went through like freaking turning house phones into personal computers and cell phones. We had electric cars, all sorts of technology. Everything's coming out right now. Over the last like 20 years, the internet, all this stuff. Old people fucking rejected it. All of it. Like, ugh. Like, you think that they're just excited that all this stuff's coming out? They don't care. They want to stick with what they know. The only people excited are the 20-year-olds. You're not going to give a shit about a new way to do fucking anything when you're 150 unless it's take a shit or fall asleep. That's the only technology you're interested in. Like, my mom trying to operate the DVD player is like just a sad sight. And she's not all about it and happy it's there in her lifetime and she was able to see it. It's like a major fucking inconvenience for her, and she can't wrap her head around why they would want to get rid of VHS when it worked out just fine and she knew how to use it. Like, that's how old people do technology, and that's exactly how we're all going to do technology when we're old. Like, I'm already doing it. You can do it with music. I hear new music, and I'm just like, and a lot of my friends are a little bit younger than me, like 5-6 years younger than me, and sometimes like I'm just like, really, what are you, like, you're jumping on this bandwagon here? Like, this music is, and I'm judging it like an old person, and I'm sitting there, I find myself starting to be like, well, back in my day, rap was insert whatever, blah, 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 blah reason. And I'm just like, oh, I'm doing it. I sound just like fucking everybody that I wanted to shut up when I was that age. Because whatever, like, the thing about getting old is just you just stop becoming less cool as far as pop culture, and that's all that happens. So that's all we're doing is just trying to fight becoming less and less relevant. It's like I used to be cool, but now I'm not. Now I got hair growing out my ears and on my shoulders. I'm not sure why, but that's cool because I'm only 30. So that means I have 120 years left if I'm gonna live to be 150. Ugh. I had to make myself 30 for math purposes. I can't do head math very good. I can't math, period. But I didn't want to do 34 and try to subtract that. I guess that'd be what, 116? Something like that. 116 years left in my life. That would be depressing because I'm already sick of this shit. Like, it is just, ugh. Like, it's not getting any better. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I love my kids. I love all that stuff. But just the monotony of a normal day is just like, fuck, just end it. Like, if you gave me the choice, do you want to live to be 150 or do you want to live to be 50? At 34, I would look at you and tell you 50. Hands down. I'm okay with it. 50 sounds like a good age. I'd rather die a little young than live to be 150. Ugh. God, I don't know why you do that. But yeah, I'd be perfectly happy dying around 50, 60 years old. Just, shit is just fucking monotonous. Monotonous. Just trying to fucking squeeze a penny to get a dime and just doing the same shit every day. No thanks. But at the same time, 100. Can you imagine how bad it would be at 150? You just wake up and your face is just pure pain, and all you're wanting to do is just go to sleep again for the day, but dreading it because it's painful to go to sleep, and then hoping somebody realizes that you shit your pants again. Because that's what it would be, and that's not insensitive to old people. Because 150 years old, you're not old. You're like ancient. Like nothing's functioning at that point in time on you. But yeah, so I don't know. That's my thing. I saw that, and I read that, and I thought about that. I'm like, why the fuck is everybody excited about this? Like they were hailing it as like it's going to be this great breakthrough when somebody reaches that age. Fuck that. It's just prolonged torture. But let's see. Oh yeah, the Bills. I'm a little behind. I know it's like Wednesday already. Well, the Bills won this Sunday, which I was fucking thrilled about. Really kind of feeling going into it. They were like, I don't know. My gut was to play Barkley again and not play Peterman because I just felt like we were gonna get him just ruined. But we did a pretty good job. It was a really good game. I'm not gonna get into all the details and everything like that. But I was really happy. One thing we learned, I think, that I feel is LaShawn McCoy's got to go. Dude is just taking up space now. Like, he's still a talented player. I get that argument, and I think he is. He's not going to do anything on this team because our offensive line is not good enough to open up any holes, and that dude is just, that's what he needs. He's not a fucking just downhill plow through and make a hole kind of guy and carry 5 people along with you for another 3 yards. He's exactly what he is, which is he thinks he's going to bury Sanders in fucking Tecmo Bowl in the 90s, do that whole thing. He's going to stand back there and just pivot step and juke until he fucking runs all the way into the end zone, and it doesn't happen. He jukes a couple times and then he gets swallowed up. So, I mean, on a different O-line it might work, and he can do that, because when we had the O-line, we had Incognito and everybody, he was able to do that. This year, just time to get rid of him. Let's get a draft pick or something for him, or a different player that we need. That's my thoughts. We have Chris Ivory. He's really good at downhill running, exactly like we need. And this other dude is proven pretty cool because he's just fucking fast as shit. McKenzie, holy cow, that dude flies. He's shifty, so that's good. But yeah, it was a really cool win. Ended in a brawl, which was awesome. And just the Bills, just fucking everything clicked, everything went right. I loved it. I was so happy watching that. Really, like, it ruins my week when I end a week, or start a week, I guess you can say, watching a Bills game that's just bleh, just like god awful. But that was really fun to watch because it was like really, besides it was a sloppy game, tons of penalties, but it was really fun to watch because who doesn't like seeing their team do good? So yeah, I definitely think that it's time to move on from LaShawn McCoy. and while he still has some trade value, and let's get some other stuff. Not only that, but let's be fair to the guy and let him go. Not fucking just end like he is now, and just go to a different team and help them out. Maybe win a championship or some shit, or at least have some stats to be proud of and get into some records. But that's it's neither here nor there. We'll see what they do. I definitely don't see the need of keeping him on the roster much anymore. It's not doing anybody a service there. Yeah, let's see. I haven't done one of these in a while. I'm like rusty. I don't know. Let's see. It's fucking snowing again. It's snowing again. Newsflash. Rochester, New York. Home of the snowstorm that lasts weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. But the problem now is that like we got like 2 feet of snow, and then it fucking warmed up and just melted in like a day. Just turned everything into a sloppy mess. We're getting more snow now, and it's supposed to be like 50 by the time we hit Sunday. So it's just gonna be another sloppy ass fucking mess. It's gray and rainy and snowy all week. Ugh, it's so gross. Though I find myself wishing for snow this year like I've never wished for it before in my life. Like, I don't know why I want snow. I think it's because my son is old enough to go out and have snowball fights and build snow forts and go sledding and snowboarding and basically just not be a helpless little toddler laying in the snow screaming because he can't get up. So now he can finally do all that stuff, and it's freaking fun as hell. Like, I dug through all my old stuff that I haven't used in years, and I found a pair of snowboard pants that I had all the way back from when I was in Colorado, like freaking 15 years ago, and I found those so I could go out and we were playing in the snow. So I just wanted to stick. Let's get some more snow. Which is weird because I hate snow. I hate it, but it doesn't bother me right now. I don't know why. I want more. Kids, man. Kids. They fucking change you. They really do. Good ways. There's no way a little kid can have a negative influence on anybody's life. I'm sorry. I don't care how anybody says they hate kids. There's no way that kid is a negative influence in your life. They're freaking cool. Unless they're like that Damien kid from that movie. And straight evil. My daughter sometimes, oh my god, she throws me an evil look. I'm like, what? Like it unsettles me. She just lowers her head and lowers her eyebrows over her eyes and just glares at me. Then she usually slowly puts her finger up to her mouth and goes, shh. And she's only a year and a half, so yeah. Can't wait to see how she develops. Just like her mom. Telling me to be quiet all the time. That's why I do this. Because I can't fucking just vent about shit. Nah, I can't actually. My fiance is pretty good about just like shrugging off when I'm venting versus like mad about stuff. But excuse me, there's that cold I've been getting over. Could barely fucking talk. Yeah, so Christmas is coming up. I really hate this time of year, but just want to get it over with. Need to find a new job, do something else. It's like full-on midlife crisis this holiday season for me, and I'm just looking for something else. You've done something for 10, 11 years, and you don't like it, and you just want to try something else, and that's where I'm at right now. Not in the field I was doing. That's the problem. That's the hard part. It's literally jumping off of a ledge because I'm going into something where I don't have 11 years of experience, rather I want to get into something where I don't have 11 years of experience. I don't care if I had 20 years of experience at this point. I want to just try something else. Like, my biggest fear is waking up one day and just realizing that I never took any chances and I just did what was comfortable and easy. And especially if I'm going to live to be 150, I'll have plenty of years to regret it. How do you even live? How do you even live at 150? Holy shit, you retired 90 years ago? You're 150 years old, you retired 90 years ago. That's just awesome. Good lord. I want to be fucking... I'm going to be dead by 50, I'm telling you. That's what I want to do. But, well, sure. Yeah, not a whole lot. I'm just glad to be back. Glad to be feeling good. Thanksgiving was good here, despite starting to get sick. It was a good Thanksgiving we had here. I'm not going to bore anybody with the details. Guess what we had? Fucking turkey. Just like everybody else. I purposely avoided Facebook for 2 days afterwards so I wouldn't have to be like fucking looking like a dickhead just commenting on people that I'm friends with and for no other reason other than I can't control myself. Just commenting on a picture of their turkey. Like, dude, you fucking had turkey. It's Thanksgiving. Just being a smart ass. Because I do. I see that shit. I'm scrolling through and it's like, really? You had to post a picture of your turkey. Guess what, retard? It's Thanksgiving. No one's shocked, but I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. Anywho, let's get it back. I'm getting off. I'm gonna start doing something else right now.